Wasn't that helpful? Hi everyone, I'm Caroline, and this is my friend and fellow advice giver Tina. Today we're here to answer all of your deepest, darkest questions that you don't know the answer to, and we obviously do.
We know, yep. And you should pretty much take this as seriously as advice from a medical professional.
We're pretty good at advice.
First up, this is from Heather. Dear Caroline and Tina, my BF has gotten heavier recently. There's an ellipsis, so I had to read the inflection. My BF has gotten heavier recently, and it hasn't bothered me much, except for when we have sex. I try to negotiate us into positions where he isn't over me. Negotiation techniques are helpful in bed. Not because I don't still find him hot, but because it's not his best. Am I a bad GF? Can I ever tell him without sounding like a bitch?
That is a pickle.
Let's address the first question here. Am I bad GF? Oh, I read it wrong the first time. It literally says, am I bad GF?
Am I bad, girlfriend?
Is she asking us? But let's pretend that you said, am I a bad GF? No. You know, you're just being honest. You're saying, hey, fatty, you got a little fat. Bennington. Now I think you're gross in bed. No, that's not what she says.
I think Heather is trying to say that she just would like a little, you know, tighten it up.
Can I ever tell him without sounding like a bitch? Probably not. No.
You're gonna sound
like a real bitch.
No matter what. Because think of it if you were the fatty.
Let's roleplay. You're Heather.
I'm Heather.
I'm Mr. Fat.
Heather. Hey.
Hi, dear.
BF. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm eating chips and not doing any physical activity.
Wouldn't you like these carrots that I brought?
Why would I want carrots when I have chips?
I brought them for you because I love you so much and I like having sex with you.
You saying I'm fat? It's never gonna work, Heather.
Heather, it's not looking good for you.
It's never gonna work. Okay, Heather, I think we pretty much solved that.
I think we got you, girl. Next question. I get a mani-pedi probably twice a month, and I recently tried a new place across the street from my apartment. About halfway through my pedi, I realized I was bleeding from 3 of my toes. I felt bad about saying anything because I felt like the pedicurist was new, but it really hurt. Should I have said something? Should I go back and speak to a manager? Carol in Philadelphia. I think if you say something, you can probably never go back there.
No, that's true.
So I think the real question is convenience of going across the street from your apartment to get your mani-pedi.
Just to bleed a little bit. Just a little bit of bleeding. But this, just always get red on your toes.
And she says, should I have said something? Maybe, is that blood coming from my toe?
Is that my blood or your blood? Pedicure lady's like,
bleeding
from her eye. Be like, oh! That's what I would do. Not words, but just an expression of recognition. I am indeed bleeding.
Retract your foot.
Just be very passive aggressive.
Yeah, maybe
very passive.
Maybe a Post-it with a note that says,
I wish
dear
my
ma'am,
foot wasn't
I'm bleeding. Just stick it on her hand or something.
Or just be like, oh, look at the girls next to you and be like, oh, girls, am I right? But don't say the words, just look.
Right. Should I go back?
I think you could really write a scathing Yelp review.
I think that's it.
That's nice and passive, but you gotta say your piece.
I think that pretty much summed up the question, right?
Solved it.
Well, wasn't that helpful? Advice, you should write down your question below in the comments or email us or follow us on Twitter and tweet at us.
Gosh, we did it this time.
We did it this time.